Snooping as usual, I see. Hello, this is the Gagger Man, and I've had quite a few requests of people wanting to check out my Sega collection, so I'm going to make a start by showing off my Mega Drive collection, which, as you can see, if I pan down, is in this rather lovely rotating Sega stand, which I'm pretty friggin' proud of. I got this off eBay for about 50 quid. It holds about 140 games and it's already full up, and I've got a few more games beyond that. I'm not the kind of collector that is aiming to buy every single game for like the PAL Mega Drive or Japanese Mega Drive. I'm simply just buying games that I want to play, which there just so happens to be a lot of. So you won't see me spending hundreds of pounds on a football game or an NBA game or anything like that. That's not my kind of thing. I mainly buy my games from eBay or boot sales or wherever I can. So I may as well start with my Japanese collection, because I love the Japanese games. They always have really nice box art, a majority of them, and there's quite a few exclusive games and whatnot. Let's start up here with this little thing. Cute little box, Shin-kin-Joh. It's a puzzle game of some sort, and it comes in this tiny little box, which is really cute. I actually kind of wish they were all in boxes like that. All the Japanese Sunsoft games are like that, so yeah, it's quite cute. Let's go along. We've got Alien Storm, one of my absolute favourites, Musha, absolute amazing game. A while back, a couple of years ago now, I got a collection of a modded Mega Drive. I think it was like a Asian one, and something like 30 or 40 games of it, and the main reason I bought it was for that. And it had loads of other really good Japanese games with it, like Bare Knuckle and Devil Crash, another one of my favourites, and loads of other games. So that's really what got me into collecting Japanese games. So anyway, we've got all 3 Bare Knuckle games here. They're all in pretty good condition as well. The crown of the jewel for me is this one, really underrated. I think it's actually brilliant. That's actually the most expensive Mega Drive game I've bought. It was about 25 quid. So yeah, I don't tend to spend a lot of money on games. I'd rather wait and get a bargain. Here's another really cool game. Bad Omen has an absolutely spectacular soundtrack. It's also known as Devilish in America. Devil Crash, as I said, one of my absolute favourites, pinball game. Here's my Shinobis, Shadow Dancer. Super Shinobi, aka Revenger Shinobi, which admittedly is not in very good condition. I need to get another copy of that. Super Shinobi 2, that one's absolutely mint. I love that game. A couple games over here. These are some more of these are from that bundle I bought a while back. Daimakamura, aka Ghouls and Ghosts, hasn't got a manual. Not very good at it, but I still like it. This is sort of like a Capcom section, I guess. Forgotten Worlds, Strider, which has stunning box art. Compare that to the terrible British box art. Here's some Namco games. Helios, or however you pronounce it. Burning Force, really like that one as well. Uswat, that came out of that bundle as well, I believe. Elemental Master, another awesome Technosoft game. I've got all the Thunder Forces here. Thunder Force 2 Japanese copy, Thunder Force 3 in a rather tatty Genesis copy, and a PAL copy of Thunder Force 4. I'm looking to get all 3 of those Japanese versions, I guess, in order isn't a lot of difference. Midnight Resistance, hasn't got a manual, would like to find one. Again, really nice soundtrack. A lot of the time I end up buying Mega Drive games just for the soundtracks, which is a bit silly, but Mega Drive games, I just love their music. Granada X, Assault Suit Leinos, I need to use cheats for that one, that game's brutal. Jinog or Jinog, or however you want to pronounce it, with crazy bosses. These are mostly shooters around here, as you can tell. Tatsujin, aka Truxton. I actually prefer the name Truxton, but when you put this on a British console, it does come up as Truxton, so there you go. X-Ranza. This one's a bit sun-dried, but FZ Axis. I think that's what its full name. Insecta X. Crying, which is a weird name. That's actually known as Biohazard Battle everywhere else. I don't know why it's called Crying in Japan, but it's kind of unique. This is a Genesis game, Task Task Force Harrier EX, sorry. I actually really love this game, and I found this one in a shop that had a few retro Mega Drive games, and I paid a couple quid for it, so that was really nice to find. I'd like to get the Japanese one, but it doesn't make a lot of difference. Quite an underrated game, I think. Some PAL games down here. Chaos Engine. These are like my Bitmap Brothers games. Gods. Brilliant title screen music. Speedball 2. Again, brilliant music. The sequel to, well, the fake sequel to Devil Crash, Dragon's Revenge, which is so hilariously bad, I've just got to keep it. Gauntlet 4, I know I keep going on about music, but this one's probably got some of the best music of any Mega Drive game. It's absolutely stunning. And it's probably the best version of Gauntlet I can think of, like the original arcade game. Right, let's go along. Got some more Japanese games here. Sonic 1. May just want to point out I've also got Sonic 1 PAL version here, as signed by Yuji Naka from Summer of Sonic. I've showed that off before, but can't stop showing it off. Sonic 3. Sonic Spinball. I thought that had really cool box art, so I ended up getting the Japanese one. New Zealand Story. Again, beautiful box art. Really good game. Here's a nice underrated game, bit of a Sonic clone called Time Dominator First, also known as Socket. Paid quite a bit of money for that one, about 20 quid. Worth it though, 'cause it's a really good game. Cheeky Cheeky Boys, or Mega Twins as it has otherwise been known. Really nice condition, practically new looking inside. What's this one called again? Magical Talulu Kun or something like that. Yeah. That's actually by Game Freak, that game, so otherwise known for Pulse Man and a little something called Pokemon. This one's not in very good condition, but this is Magical Turbo Adventure, whatever you want to call it. It's got a really daft name. This is also known as Decap Attack. It was remodelled into Decap Attack for British and Americans, and I've also got that somewhere. Pio Pio. I've also got Mean Bean Machine somewhere. Marvel Land, this one's got absolutely beautiful artwork all the way through it in the manual and whatnot. Have a Namco or Namcot game, I'm not sure why they went with the name Namcot at one point. Virtua Racing, Japanese version again. Did used to have the PAL one. Outrunners, quite a good game, not the best port, but again, really nice box art. Wonder Boy 3 Monster Layer. Sorry about the lens flare here. Right. DJ Boy. Got the Japanese version because it's got all the uncut, terrible stereotypes and whatnot. Here's another game that was a little bit expensive but worth getting. Wanny Wanny World, which appears to have Vector from Chaotix on the cover. Yeah, that's quite a neat game. Quite an underrated one, I'd say. Devil Hunter Yoko, I think that's called. That's a pretty strange game. The cover doesn't really explain it very well. It's actually like an action game with a girl with a sword. I don't know why they gave it a front cover with like in a jacket or whatever. Juju Didensu, otherwise known as Tokigo's Ape Spit. Yes, Ape Spit, that's what I said. A couple more games that came in that bundle. Dick Tracy, actually quite like that game. Ghostbusters, which unfortunately my copy of it has a big chunk out of the plastic of the cartridge, but it still works, but I need to get a new copy of that. Or at least a new cartridge. Moonwalker, I was quite lucky to get this Japanese version in really good condition from a boot sale, so that was quite lucky. Might as well show off these as well because they're on this shelf. I've also got some Master System games here. I haven't got a Master System, but I've got a Master System adapter for the Mega Drive. I've got Asterix, Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. That's the only Alex Kidd game I've got at the moment. Really nice condition. All the Sonic, well, most of the Sonic games, Sonic 1, 2, Chaos. The 2 Donald Duck games, that one's missing a manual. Both the Illusion games, there was a third one, but it was only on Game Gear. Master of Darkness, which is pretty much a Castlevania clone. Again, no manual, a lot of these don't have manuals. All 3 Wonder Boys. That one's got a manual, the other 2 haven't. And both the Zillion games there, in really nice condition. Right. Now we're going to start moving on to mostly PAL games and oops, I don't know what that was. Something drops. That don't sound good. It might have been that Sunsoft game hanging on the top. Yeah. Anyway, PAL games now. Obviously, I've been collecting PAL games since I was a kid. I used to have loads of games which are now rare. Now I don't own them because we sold them all to buy a Saturn, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, so I'm kind of trying to find these all again. Sonic 3D, Sonic Compilation, that's where I've got Mean Bean Machine. I didn't bother to, I did used to have the separate copies of those, but there isn't much point if we just have all three on one car. Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, I've actually had this specific copy since I was a kid, back when it came out. This is my original copy. Rise Star, again, I think I got them two games on my like 9th birthday. For some reason I remember that. Here's one of the gems of my collection. I found this at a boot sale in a big bundle and it cost me next to nothing, so I'm really pleased to get that. PAL version of Alien Soldier, the treasure shooter. That's where my Gunstar Heroes is. I haven't got the separate release. There isn't much point, I may as well have those games on one cart as well. Dynamite Headdy, one of my absolute favourite games of all time, love it. Another treasure game, McDonald's Treasureland Adventure, actually really good despite the license and the character, it's actually a really good game. Donald in Mallard, which is a bit of a strange platformer, but as far as I know that's kind of uncommon, so I'm keeping that, even though it's not one of my favourites. Castle of Illusion and Quackshot on one cart, again better than, it saved a bit of room from having the separate releases. Lion King, I also have the Genesis version of this at the moment. Pinocchio, you can beat that in like 20 minutes, but still quite good. Toy Story, Mickey Mania, I also have that on Mega CD. I haven't decided which copy I want to keep if I only keep one. Right, let's go down a bit. Flink, quite an uncommon one, I don't have the manual for that. Vector Man, Mega Bomb Man, was just playing that yesterday, I think. Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2. You can't really not have those in your collection really, they're fantastic. Just got this one last week actually, finally got my hands on a box copy. It doesn't have a manual, but I'll soon find a better copy I suppose. Kind of uncommon, Upstone Heist. Pack Panic, puzzle game. Rock and Roll Racing. Subterrana, or whatever you want to call it. Ren and Stimpy. There's a few games that are not quite so good condition down here, and a few Genesis ones. Combat Cars, a bit knackered. Pac-Man 2, I've got a bit, this game's a bit of a guilty pleasure even though it's awful. I actually had that one imported. Another Master System game. Chop Rock 2. Genesis only Trampoline Terror, which is in terrible condition, has no manual, but I picked it up because I rarely ever see it. Wouldn't mind a new copy. Psycho Fox for Master System. Galahad, I believe that's the Genesis version. Red Rash 2, just recently picked that up. James Pond 3. I did have James Pond 2, but I've got it on a different system. Virtual Pinball, again a bit of a guilty pleasure that game. Alright, more PAL games. I think it's the last side, yep. Decap Attack. As I was saying, that's the alternate version of Magical Turban Adventure thingy. Hasn't got a manual, need to get a new copy. Cool Spot. Global Gladiators. Both Toe Jam Nails, really nice condition. Splathouse 2, still looking for Splathouse 3. I love this daft cover with the octopus ghost and sort of knockoff alien there. A bit ridiculous. Rolling Thunder 2. A couple of Namco games here. This one, quite lucky to get that, that's quite rare now I believe. Castlevania, the new generation. That's quite a rare one as far as I know. Tiny Toon Adventures, they're one of my childhood favourites. Pretty much a Sonic clone, but a good one. Rocket Knight Adventures, again another one of my favourites on the system, really good. Bit of a Disney section here with Aladdin, another childhood favourite, brilliant game. Jungle Book, haven't played that much. World of Illusion, absolutely brilliant. Wonder Boy and Monster World. Super Fantasy Zone. The Japanese version's in one of those tiny Sunsoft boxes, so I'll probably stick with this one. Really like the box art and everything. Empire of Steel, would like to get the Japanese one because it's much nicer, but it's quite rare. Same with this, I'd like to get the Japanese version of this. Really nice box art for that version. Hellfire. Zero Ring, used to have the Japanese one, but to be honest I was missing the bad translation, you know, the one. Mazin Wars, that's based on Manzinga anime, I believe. Asterix, this game's quite awful, but I love the soundtrack and it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Battletoads, obviously I'm terrible at that because it's brutal. Custody Super Funhouse, really cool puzzle game. Robocop vs Terminator, that's also really good. And also extremely rare if you want the Japanese one. Wiz and Liz, always liked this game as a kid. California Games, I believe I also have that on Master System, and I think it's actually a bit better on Master System, but there we go. Side Pocket, snooker game. Lemmings, I also had Lemmings 2 knocking around, but I might get rid of that because I'm not really crazy on the second one. Last Battle, this is definitely a guilty pleasure. It's also known as Fist of the North Star, and it's hilariously bad, especially the dialogue in it. Turbo Outrun, rather. Captain Havoc, otherwise known as Captain Lang, I believe. This is the PAL Codemasters version. There's another version where it's just got like a skull and crossbones on the cover, but I prefer this copy. This one, it says it's Psycho Pinball, but it's actually a double pack which has Psycho Pinball and the first Micro Machines on it. I just kept the box to the cardboard sleeve for Psycho Pinball because it looks nice. Micro Machines 96 and Micro Machines Military, that one doesn't have a manual. I did used to have Micro Machines 2 as well, but I think I've got enough Micro Machines games. Another recent purchase, Alien 3. And yeah, that's all my Mega Drive games, give or take. There's a couple more knocking around here. I've got some Genesis ones here, Sonic 3, Lion King, awfully bad but hilarious Techno Cop, and I haven't even played this one yet, Batman. I've got some 32X games here. There's my Master System converter. I've got an Action Replay. I've got 3 32X games currently. And they're all in quite nice condition, so I do want to collect those. Got a few more Master System games here, nothing special I guess, just a few games around here. Yeah, so that's all my Mega Drive and Master System games. I'll do another video some other time showing off, I need to do a new video about my Dreamcast collection because it's quite a bit bigger than it was last time I did a video about that. And also my Sega Saturn collection I guess. So yeah, that'll do for now. See you later.